Throughout history, empires have risen in glory and fallen into ruin. But behind each story of power and collapse lies a deeper truth, one that still matters today. In this video titled, The Rise and Fall of Empires, Lessons from History, we're diving deep into the powerful forces that built civilizations and the cracks that tore them apart. From geography and leadership to war and climate change, these stories are more than just history, they're blueprints. Blueprints for success and warnings for what to avoid. Stick around as we count down the top 10 key factors behind the rise and fall of the world's greatest empires. Let's get started. 10. Geography and natural resources, the foundation of power. Geography is more than just a backdrop, it's often the starting point of an empire's success. Natural resources and strategic locations laid the groundwork for powerful civilizations. Take ancient Egypt, for example. The fertile Nile River Valley was a natural gift, flooding predictably each year and supporting stable agriculture. This allowed Egyptian society to grow rapidly and sustain itself for centuries. Similarly, Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization, flourished between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where rich soil and irrigation systems helped feed large populations and attract trade. The Roman Empire's geography gave it access to essential resources like iron for tools and weapons, as well as the Mediterranean Sea for shipping and communication. Trade routes like the Silk Road used by the Persian Empire also turned geographic advantage into prosperity. These routes weren't just for goods, they moved people, ideas, and culture across continents. 9. Leadership and governance. The power of vision. A strong empire needs more than just land, it needs leadership with vision. Throughout history, powerful leaders have guided their people toward greatness or dragged them into chaos. Alexander the Great built one of the largest empires in history through military brilliance and an inclusive vision that blended cultures. In Babylon, King Hammurabi implemented one of the earliest legal codes, helping create social order and fairness. In Egypt, the pharaohs were seen as divine, blending religion and politics into one authority. This unity helped keep the population loyal and the society stable. Great leaders didn't just conquer, they organized, inspired, and unified diverse peoples under one rule. But when leadership faltered, empires often followed close behind. 8. Agriculture, fueling growth and expansion of empires couldn't exist without food. The agricultural revolution was a turning point. It allowed humans to settle, produce surplus crops, and build complex societies in regions like Mesoamerica. The ancient Maya mastered farming techniques like terracing and irrigation to grow crops in tough environments. These methods helped them support large urban centers such as Tikal and Copan, fueling both population and cultural development. Meanwhile, Rome's agricultural system and trade networks allowed it to feed millions. Food wasn't just about survival, it was the engine that powered armies, cities, and economies. A steady food supply helped civilizations flourish, while shortages often led to unrest and collapse. 7. Golden Ages, innovation and cultural flourishing. The peak of any great empire is often marked by a golden age, a time of peace, innovation, and cultural growth. These periods are when empires truly leave their mark on history. In ancient Greece, inventions like the watermill revolutionized agriculture. The Romans changed the world with aqueducts, concrete construction, and a vast road system that connected distant provinces. The Islamic caliphates became centers of science and learning. They gave the world algebra, advanced medicine, and astronomical discoveries while preserving Greek and Roman texts that would later shape the European Renaissance. Golden Ages weren't just moments of brilliance, they were built on strong foundations of education, trade, and open exchange of ideas. 6. Architecture and art. Symbols of greatness. Empires have always used architecture and art to show their power, culture, and identity. These weren't just buildings or decorations, they were symbols meant to last for generations. The Great Pyramids and the Sphinx in Egypt showed not only engineering skill but also religious devotion. Greece and Rome gave us the Parthenon, the Colosseum, and massive public structures that reflected civic pride and societal values. The Maya built step pyramids and painted vivid murals, combining art, religion, and politics. These creations shaped daily life and reminded citizens of their empire's strength. Even today, these architectural feats continue to inspire awe and remind us of what once was. 5. Legal systems, the backbone of order. Without laws, empires crumble into chaos. Legal systems brought structure, fairness, and unity to vast populations. Hammurabi's code was one of the earliest attempts to govern society with written laws. It covered everything from property to family life, creating a sense of justice and predictability. Rome took this further with legal innovations still used today, such as the concept of innocent until proven guilty and citizen rights. These systems help maintain peace, reduce conflict, and integrate diverse communities under a shared rule. Law wasn't just about punishment. It was about building trust and stability across regions, languages, and cultures. 4. Overextension and internal struggles. Cracks in the armor. Many empires fall not from external attacks, but from growing too big, too fast. Overextension creates logistical nightmares, weakens authority, and invites rebellion. The Roman Empire, once mighty, stretched across 3 continents. As it grew, it became harder to manage communication, governance, and defense. Eventually, the sheer size caused political fractures and loss of control. The Mongol Empire faced similar problems. At its peak, it was the largest land empire in history, but its size made unity impossible. After Genghis Khan's death, internal divisions tore it apart. The Han Dynasty in China collapsed due to corruption, rebellion, and elite power struggles. The bigger the empire, the harder it became to hold together. 3. Economic instability and environmental change. No matter how strong an empire seems, economic problems can bring it to its knees. High taxes, inflation, disrupted trade and resource shortages often signaled the beginning of the end. The Maya civilization declined partly due to long-lasting droughts. With crops failing, food became scarce, leading to social unrest and collapse. Climate change isn't a modern issue. It has destroyed empires before. Rome also suffered economic decay, with inflation and military spending draining resources. The Western Roman Empire faced financial ruin alongside invasions and civil wars. And 2. Disease, invasion, and external pressures. Sometimes the fall comes from outside. Disease and foreign invasions have played major roles in toppling once powerful civilizations. The Black Death wiped out huge parts of Europe's population, weakening societies and economies alike. The Aztec and Inca empires were devastated not only by Spanish conquest, but by diseases like smallpox that killed millions before the first shots were fired. The Western Roman Empire fell under pressure from Germanic tribes like the Visigoths and Vandals. The Byzantine Empire, though resilient, eventually lost Constantinople to the Seljuk Turks. Empires that failed to adapt to new threats, military or biological, were doomed to fall. 1. Lessons for today. Warnings from the past. So, what can modern nations learn from these ancient giants? The rise and fall of empires remind us that no power lasts forever. Every strength can become a weakness if left unchecked. Overextension, corruption, environmental neglect, and inequality are as dangerous today as they were centuries ago. Yet, the legacies of these empires remain. Their innovations, laws, architecture, and knowledge continue to shape the modern world. From democratic ideals to scientific foundations, we still benefit from what they built. But history also warns us: adapt or collapse, lead wisely or fall to division. Build sustainably or vanish in crisis. By learning from the past, we can build a more resilient, balanced, and united future. Which empire's story do you find the most fascinating? And what do you think is the biggest lesson we should carry forward today? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video on the rise and fall of empires, lessons from history, make sure to hit that like button, share it with a friend who loves history, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the past. Thanks for watching, and remember, the future is always shaped by the lessons of history.